Hello, welcome back to episode 2 of Hooked on You. I realized last video that the music was too loud and my mic audio was a little bit lower, so I changed everything. Let me know in the comments if I need to change it again. I've made videos before, but kind of new to it, but let's get into it. Also, the last video I kind of overdid my lung with all the talking and stuff. So, yeah, just bear with me. Vague, mysterious, I gotta give it up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I don't not. It's in your best interest to make more choices like that. You wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cold water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feelings inside of me that we're all truly insignificant and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge. I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? You looked into the darkness of night and pondered her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness? You found someone special. I used to feel that way, small, unimportant, alone. But lately, I'm not so sure. Started to feel different. I've started to actually think that maybe this island is where I might meet something special. You look at Spirit, who has turned from the ocean to look at you while you speak out on this topic she is clearly so passionate about. A friend, perhaps? Something more? I don't know what this island could be playing for me. Ha, friend. Friends are just cowards who seek comfort in numbers. I had friends once. Back before I was chopped into a bunch of pieces by my father. Friends aren't what's keeping me held together. I'm floating in a cloud of rage. Oh, so dumb. So busy trying to please everyone and be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take any care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny. The purpose that was sitting inside me in my whole life. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but Spirit looks around to see if there's anyone else in the beach. When she's convinced that she's the only two, there's only two of you, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside of me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. That sounds badass. Right? But I didn't let it out. And then, you know, chop chop. And now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside of you, stranger? Nothing but darkness. No dragon, just a lot of fire. No dragon, just fire. A raging inferno. In fact, I can to burn the whole place down if I let it out. Maybe I am the dragon? I'm sorry, but you're no dragon. And breathing fire. That's some Hobbit type nonsense. I'm the ascendant of a proud samurai. Our dragons are on a whole other level. Looks like there was only room for one dragon inside Spirit after all. Just things really heated up. You hear a flurry of footsteps behind you and quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find out that it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand. They're waving in the air above their heads. It is very important that we stick to the itinerary and we attend each event as scheduled. Point 6 of cute fort points was not a part of the event's activities. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Point 6, no Alice. No time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the fort. Go, go, go. Once everyone has gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly made an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you, hasn't been sticking around the schedule. That means that we're behind on time for evening activities. And we'll only have time for one person to share their spooky story, nighttime story. Just one story? But story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh great, we have to decide as a group? That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I will be angry. I merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. A voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry everyone. I think they're talking about me, to be honest. I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time. While I was passed out. Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me. Which is an absolute dream to come true. And it's really fair to pick on the newbie. Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald, if you flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me. I'll snap your head so quickly, and I'll drown you in your blood. In his blood. Cynthia, Bus and Mus are back on. You two know I love to hat slash and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I announced my name. I re-announced my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anyone? Or anymore? Call me nobody. But still, we gotta get started on story time, so... Nils, who do you think should go? Oh damn it, that's a name. Please put someone quickly so that this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. Let's go with Spirit. I'll choose you, Spirit. Whoa. This entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will you? Really? You want to hear me? Spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's straight with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the serious stuff. Seriously disturbing. Even to me, and I literally pulled a guy's straw and spine out once for my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. If anyone else has anything to chat, I guess I can go sit down. And Huntress's eyes go red behind her mask, and both Trapper and Wraith take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's romantic. Too late now, though. I was selected, and now I'm going to tell my story. I call it the prisoner's kiss. You notice that Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn? It was a dark summer night. Warm rain stepped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hada, a celebrated investigator, a renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she had ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen of other officers were doing anything they could keep their curious onlookers away. But how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box, strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. How was it delivered? Built on site? It's such a busy area. How could something like this appear? A mystery it was, as it conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look at from a face to face with each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrate with energy. She's in her element. "Help me," cried someone in a box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now it was if every detective in the city was there. Looking for a strange structure up and down, inspecting on every side. It didn't make sense. There was no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It's completely solid and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened. I woke up, and there it was. I was so scared. Please help me, cried the man as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations. Detective Hada comforted the man. She used her training to calm him down and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. And as the night grew longer and seeping rain puddled on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hada was not help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her, like it had never before. "Don't let me die in here," the man begged. "Don't let me die alone." "Stay calm," instructed Detective Hada. "Not alone. And here? Hell, half of the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story." Looking through the narrowest of the passageways, Detective Hada watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of the strange, sad prisoner. Together they both wept in silence at the hopelessness in the moment. "Promise?" asked the man. "Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do. A simple pledge." She felt an instant connection that she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages that she had worked so hard to free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hada, for she knew he would return, and he did, pressing his lips up to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box, repeating his question again. steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, "Promise? Promise that I'm not alone?" ... Yes, she promised. I do. And pressing her palms against the cold outside of the box, without truly knowing why, Detective Hado leaned forward and placed her own lips up on the opening, letting her breathe creep into the strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel this brief contact, the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat in a soft touch. "Thank you," the man said, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. "Get back!" yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hado and the boss, breaking a silence that could soon be filled by cacophony of rolling gears and clicking latches. Symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled, and the other side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hado gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashing the puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on a man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There in the corner of the box was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hado had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed into a neat pile. And on top of that pile, a head, a cold, pale, eyes open, lips, and icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expressions lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say that you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire or up at the sky, anywhere but that spirit. It was you who chose her. You initiated this heroine tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual. She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss. Too much detail, and now no one is sure how to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. This game was supposed to be a light-hearted romp. Please. I said do something. Say nothing and hug her. Cool story. Stand up and start one of the slow claps. You stand up and clap once, then after a beat again, slowly building a dramatic group clap. Wraith stands up next to you and claps. No one else does. Spirit floats off as the clapping slows to a halt, which happens almost immediately because it was slow to begin with. Usually there's so much more disturbing than that. No. You don't regret picking Spirit to tell the story tonight, but you have to admit to yourself that even on the strangest day of your life so far that you can remember, at least you still weren't prepared for that. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so that they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean and slow lapping against the shore. This is nice. true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all 7 seconds because the trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Now, I accidentally skipped the last part, but he said, "Hey baby, you mind if I join you?" And then it says the next part. He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special for those in charge of this island. Don't you want to hear? I am the ultimate catch on this island. The only lobster in the ocean of sardiness. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trisha leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of this cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. This fog that follows me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at the piece of information. Legit. You learn something new every day. Even when you're a narrator. You're doing it again, right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Ooh. Dripping in a hot tub with the spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saving you. I'm not saying you should follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. And I will see you on the next episode. We will leave this spicy adventure for part 3. See ya.